you're going to complete one of these, okay? No, at the top, it says the number correct out of 28 and the number correct out of 12. You are going to pick the test that you completed the most. Like, so there were days where we had to end quick or somebody was absent or whatever it is and you rushed to the end and you didn't finish a full test. I want you to pick, we've done 3 non-calculator ones. I want you to go into AP Classroom and pick one of those 3. If you want to pick your highest, whatever it is, but pick one of those 3. And if you got, let's say you got 22 questions right, you're going to write 22 in there. And then today we're going to do the third of the multiple choice calculator ones, but I want you to do the same thing when we're done with it. Do the same thing with the multiple choice calculator one. If last week you got a 10 out of 12 on one of those, then you want to use those, okay? And then you'll give it its sum. So that'd be 32 out of 40 total points for your multiple choice. Then we're going to score your FRQ. So we started to score them last week, but I want you to score them. And again, it could be this one, it could be a previous one if you've scored it thoroughly, but the one from last week is where we're like, I would say the most prepared at this point. So if you want to use that one, you're going to do question 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you add them all up. And then you literally take those and add them together, and the total amount of points would be 64, and then you divide your score by 64. Well, you don't have to divide by 64. You just find your range. If you get 42 to 64, you would have gotten a 5. If you get 32 out of 41, you would have gotten a 4. And if you get 21 to 31, you would have gotten a 3. Technically, that's a 33% on your exam. I think most of us are there. Okay, so hopefully this is like, I'm okay. Like, you know, I don't want you to stop working, but like, I'm okay. Okay, you have a week from tomorrow to get, if you're at that 3 range, to push it up. And if you're at that 5 range, to not lose it. Okay. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna graph. First of all, this is polar, so you have to switch your calculators to polar when you go to graph a polar function. Every single time you have a question that is a polar function, it will start with, there is a graph r of theta equals f of x. And that is like a hello, red flag, this is polar. Switch your calculators to polar. So I'm going to go to the mode, and I'm going to switch it to polar. And then I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to enter in my function. So this time it is 1 plus 2 cosine. And I'm going to hit enter. Oh, I need the theta. 1 plus 2 cosine theta. Hit enter. Shh. Now, the most important thing to do if you want to understand your graph is watch it, graph it the first time. Because it will graph it in order from where theta is 0 to when theta is 2 pi. So when I hit graph, notice it started on the right-hand side. It came around, it made my inner loop, and it finished back at the beginning. Are you with me so far? So if I want to look at the rate of change or the distance from the pole, then I could literally go to my graph and I could trace it. So when I hit trace, notice that there's all these values here. There's a theta. The x represents your r. The y, or no, sorry, yes. And then the y, I ignore the y while I'm moving around. What I need to know is what is the r as my theta changes. So look where it is right now. At 0, my r is 3. That's the max on this inner loop limison. So that makes sense. If I hit the little arrow to the right, my little like spider looking thing moves along the curve. Now look at your x values. The x is your r. I hit trace on my function buttons at the top, and then I hit the arrow to the right. So as I move, my theta is getting bigger. So I started at 0, and I'm increasing my theta. Now what's happening from the distance that I started at, the distance from the pole, so from the 0, 0, from the origin, what's happening to that distance right now? It's getting closer, which means distance is what? Increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. So from that initial theta value, which was 0, it is decreasing until it hits the pole, which is about there. It's not a perfect 0. Look, it says e.41 e to the negative 3.41. No. No, he's not. He is not. This is on the video. Yay, because I can't pause. All right, now I'm going to keep going. So right there it decreased, yes? From where we started, which was my theta was 0, until here, which my theta is 2.094. On that interval, my distance was decreasing. Now I'm going to keep arrowing, and what happens to that little spider looking thing? Is it getting closer to the pole or further from the pole? Further. So my distance is increasing from that 2.094 to where it is here, 3.14. Then keep going. What's happening to the distance now? It's decreasing again. So from that 3.14 to like 4.18, it's decreasing. And then what's happening to it now? It's increasing again. So if it wanted to know on what intervals it was decreasing, I would pay attention to where my little spider is getting closer to the pole. If it wanted to know on what intervals it's increasing, it's moving away, I want to know how far, where it's getting further away. Does that make sense? So there's two different ways to do that. One is what we just did, which is trace it. The other is if it gives you specific angles, like it says what's happening from pi over 3 to pi over 2, then I could literally do second value pi divided by 2 and look at that r. The r is the x. And then I could do second value pi over, what I just say? Pi over, let's just say from pi. From pi over 2 to pi, let's say. At pi, it's 3.14. So that r went from 0 to 3.14. Those are positive r values, and they are increasing, which means the distance is increasing. To me, this is what like feedback is that you're struggling the most with, is polar, okay, distance increasing and decreasing. So I'm trying to give you multiple ways to do it so that this is a question that does not scare you any longer. It's definitely something that's going to show up. You're either going to see distance increasing or decreasing. You could see rate of change on the polar, because that was a whole section. Like the last 3.15 was rate of change of your polar functions. So you're definitely going to see something with one of those. Questions on that process? Okay.